welcome everybody to the POK year-end results. I'm here with my co-host John Ascare. John, would you care to say anything to the crowd?
Hello.
Alrighty, so so this is the second annual PLK year-end awards. This time we're gonna do it a little bit differently. So we're gonna go from match to candidate. We're gonna announce the award. We're going to announce the candidates, and then we're gonna give brief thoughts who we thought should have won. Because after, wow, I just stuttered like a million times. So, okay, we're gonna give our thoughts on that, who won, who we thought should have won, and yeah, we're just gonna keep carrying on there till we get to the very last award. And after that, we're going to give a bonus match of the year recommendation, which is going to be pretty much any match that falls within the category of 2017. So, John, you ready, good sir?
Can't be any more ready.
Alrighty. You're ready like Eddy. So first we got the 2017 Wrestler of the Year Awards. So, first on the list, we got the candidates. They are AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Kevin Owens, and lastly, and certainly least, Jinder Mahal. And the winner of the 2017 Men's Wrestler of the Year is AJ Styles. So, John, you got any thoughts?
Well, I can agree with that, with him winning. You could say he's had a phenomenal year. There he goes, man, Jim. But, yeah, he's awesome this year. I can agree with that.
Okay.
He's had some great matches. Really like the Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles. He's had some great matches being United States, and now he's WWE champion again. It's been a good year for him.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. AJ Styles has had one hell of a year, and pretty much John took every single thing, every single thing I could have said, to tell you the truth. Very good stuff.
Oh, plus, that was a cool, that when he came, for, what did he come from? For TLC? He took Roman, no, he took, Bray Wyatt's spot, right?
Oh, yeah. So, he took, Bray Wyatt's spot to wrestle Finn Balor.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Love to see that again.
Me too. And speaking of that match, we're going to segue into the 2017 Men's Match of the Year, and here we are with the candidates. Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada at New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom. That was, I believe, their first bout together. Next, we have Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne, their match number 2 at NXT TakeOver Chicago. Following that, we have AJ Styles versus Finn Balor at TLC 2017, which is the match that you heavily endorsed just now. We have Triple H versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 33. Shinsuke Nakamura versus John Cena at SmackDown Live. And lastly, AJ Styles versus John Cena at the Royal Rumble. So, with that, the results are, and a drum roll please, there actually is a three-way deadlock here, a three-way tie, with Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada, Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne, and AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, all three tying together. So, John, thoughts?
I'm not like a New Japan, that I don't watch them watch.
Yeah.
But I've actually seen the Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, which are those guys are amazing. And of course, with oh my God, I can't talk. Is AJ Styles the third one?
AJ Styles and Finn Balor.
Yeah, that was a really good match. I really enjoyed those two matches. Sadly, I didn't see. I'm gonna probably check out some Kenny Omega because he seems like a really great guy.
Hmm.
Um, I seen like one match from him, but he seems, uh, you know, him getting the spot of a top or a like sort of. Well, it still counts. He still got the best match of the year. So,
Yep.
uh, I'm gonna have to make sure to check them out. But I've seen both of those other matches, and they're really good. I really like them.
Yep. Alrighty. I pretty much said the same thing. All three matches were really good. I thought they were all really good contenders for match of the year, which is why I'm so glad. When I was doing the prelims, people picked these matches specifically. There were a few that I really had in mind that I kind of wanted to see as a name, but I get it. People didn't. People had their own. For me personally, one of my favorite matches this year would have been Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black. Honestly, I really enjoyed all three of these matches that were named as match of the year. So kudos to all six of these men for men's match of the year. Next, we have the 2017 Women's Wrestler of the Year. And your nominees are Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Gail Kim. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Ember Moon and the Iconic Duo, which as a package are Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. So your winner is Alexa Bliss, with Asuka being the runner-up and Charlotte and Gail Kim taking third place. So, John, thoughts?
Oh, Alexa Bliss has a really good year
Hmm.
from being a uh, she's technically was the first to be a SmackDown and Raw Women's Champion,
Yep.
which is good. But that was great from being like a top star on one brand to the next brand.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of the superstar shake-up, are get unlucky and they like get, unknown.
Yeah.
But no, she kept being on top and she kept on going and just progressing.
Hmm.
To be top star on SmackDown and on Raw. She's had a great year.
Hmm. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Honestly, the fact that she became a top star on both brands really speaks a lot to what company thinks. I think there's a deal of faith, and I like that about her. She's definitely got the whole total package thing going on for her. She's got the right look. She's got the probably the best mic skills of the entire women's division in WWE. I'm sorry, Charlotte. She's a package deal. So I would definitely say 2017 was her year, and hey, all the more for her. Alrighty, so next we have the 2017 Women's Match of the Year. So your candidates are Asuka versus Ember Moon at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, Asuka versus Nikki Cross versus Billie Kay versus Peyton Royce, and this was NXT TakeOver San Antonio. Next we had Asuka versus Nikki Cross. Wow, I never realized just how much Asuka there was here, but Asuka versus Nikki Cross, Last Woman Standing. Becky Lynch versus James Ellsworth on SmackDown Live. That one was nominated by John over there. We have Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler at the Mae Young Classic Finals. Abby Lath versus Jazzy Gabbert. And Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James at TLC. And your winner at another tie, a two-way tie this time around, is Asuka versus Ember Moon and Asuka versus Nikki Cross versus Billie Kay versus Peyton Royce. So, John, thoughts?
Well, I never seen this the Oscar versus this
The Fatal
and
Four Way.
yeah, the Fatal Four. I
Yeah, just
never
to
seen
save a
that
few
one, but I've
words.
seen yeah, thank you. I cannot talk right now for some reason.
Yeah.
But the uh Oscar and Evan Moon at a NXT Takeover was an amazing match. I remember seeing that. And first of all, that whole pay-per-view was amazing. Um,
Yeah.
but that match was a great match. And I thought she was gonna lose Asuka for a second, but everybody got a good work in. Everybody was doing great. It
Mhm.
was just all entertaining. Like you were like out of your seat. Like
Mhm.
that's how good it was of a match.
Yeah.
Uh, it was just a good match.
Yeah. Honestly, I really enjoyed the match. How dare they not vote James Ellsworth versus Becky Lynch? Nah, just kidding. It was very good, very good. I really enjoyed every single thing about this match, especially down to the story that they told, and there was just so much praise over this match. But let's go on from the in-ring concept, and let's go into the mic work concept. And with that being said, we got the 2017 Best Mic Skills. And your nominees are The Miz, Alexa Bliss, Paul Heyman, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and Kevin Owens. So your winner, may the drum roll please, that is no, I'm sorry, whoops, I pulled a Steve Harvey. That is The Miz. So John, your thoughts?
The Steve Hart one. That Miz, he was like, I think he did a lot of good promos.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that one against Enzo Amore. He
Oh
like
yeah.
completely like roasted the hell out of him. That it was like, oh my God, he like fried him. That was such a great job from the Miz.
um,
Um, he's a good talker and he deserves it. Um, he's had a great year in the ring and on the mic.
mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I he's had some great promos and stuff this
Mm-hmm.
year. Even with the Baron Corbin stuff, uh, even though it's kind of like short, but they were pretty good. Um, and it made like it made you feel, even though it was like made in such a short time, it made you like feel like they really want, like they were really gonna go at it because of
Mm-hmm.
him.
Yeah, yeah. That pretty much everything you said. You know, it's funny. I forgot all about that promo, but that and I still thought the Miz easily was the best pick for this. With respect to Heyman and Alexa Bliss, because they're the runner-ups here. Um, I thought this was definitely the Miz's year in terms of promos, because he is one of the masters of the work shoot, if you will. You know, he works some realistic things in these promos that are just a work, of course, but he makes it so lifelike. And the fact that you mentioned such a great promo, for example, that adds even more reason, all the more reason. So let's go from singles to tag team, and we have tag team of the year. The tag teams being The Bar, the Young Bucks, the Usos, the Authors of Pain, Sanity, and the Iconic Duo. So, your winners are The Bar, the Young Bucks, and the Usos at a three-way tie. John, your thoughts?
Well, uh, again, that I don't really watch too much outer of WWE, but
Hmm.
the Usos and the Bar they're on opposite brands, but they have been killing it on their brand, and they've been like the dominant tag team of, especially the Usos. I love watching the Usos. You know, I'm not too big fan of the penitentiary things, but it's cool. But they make amazing matches. Their match with the little feud with the New Day made some amazing matches, especially at Hell in the Cell.
Hmm.
The Usos are just they're fun to watch. Same with the Bar. The Bar is fun to watch. Cesaro and Sheamus, they do a great job. They grow on you.
Hmm.
I they're funny. They you know, they have it all.
Yeah.
You know, they're two just great teams
Hmm.
that deserve you know, the titles, you know, all the fame they get. They deserve it.
Hmm. Alrighty. I would say pretty much the same thing. The Young Bucks. Now, I'll admit I haven't watched too much of the Young Bucks myself. Me personally, I'm not the biggest Young Bucks fan, but I can get why other people like them. They're funny, they're talented. They got their stuff going for them. The Bar, I've made a complete 360 around these two. I remember in 2016 watching these two, and I was not interested by the least. I genuinely wanted better for Cesaro, but these two turned me into a complete fan, and I love the year that they've had in 2017. I kind of feel bad for Cesaro though, because he's had a bit of a rocky one, considering the match where he had his teeth like impacted in, you know, so he's had a few physical problems going on for him.
With Cyborg.
Jeez.
Got that poor T-shirt made out of his teeth.
That was terrible.
With Cyborg.
With Cyborg. It didn't surprise me either, to tell you the truth. But yeah, so the Usos, what can I say? These guys have been undisputedly the tag team of the year as well. Just look at the matches they've had. John just name dropped their Hell in a Cell match, for example. That was definitely one of their probably one of their best for sure. And they'll have plenty more to go for sure. They have many in the tank. Yeah, the Usos have had some of my favorite matches this year. Alright, so from there we're going to go into the tag team match of the year. And here we got a plethora with seven candidates this time around. We have the Usos versus the New Day at Hell in a Cell, in the Hell in a Cell match. We have DIY versus the Revival versus Authors of Pain at NXT TakeOver Orlando. We have Breezango versus the Usos at Backlash 2017. We have The Shield and the Kurt Angle versus the Bar, Miz, Kane, and Braun Strowman at TLC. The Hardy Boys, Enzo and Cass, the Club, and the Bar in a Fatal 4-Way ladder match at WrestleMania 33. We have DIY versus the Authors of Pain at NXT TakeOver Chicago. And as a late entry, we have the 2017 War Games match. So, with that being said, your winner was the New Day versus the Usos at Hell in a Cell, with DIY versus Revival versus Authors of Pain being a runner-up. John, what are your thoughts?
Well, I was expecting to hear, of course, the Usos just the New Day Hell in a Cell. That was just that match they brought out 110% for that match. They went all out. They did a great job. Just like things that you haven't seen in a long time. Seriously, were in that match.
Yeah.
They really made a great Hell in a Cell match. They were these two teams really took it to the next level that you never thought you could ever expect to see from these tag teams. So they did a great job. I've never I don't think I was watching NXT with you yet.
Uh-huh.
Because we used to. I don't think I didn't watch that pay-per-view. I think I started watching it like two. I think the next pay-per-view after
Which
that I started
pay-per-view?
watching the NXT. The one, I think. No, the one that with you said the Authors of Pain. Um,
Oh,
it was
no,
the
no, no.
revival.
Yeah, I think the one we saw was DIY versus the Authors of Pain, where
Okay,
Gargano and
yeah,
Ciampa broke up, right?
yes,
Yeah, that was Chicago.
yeah. That's not the one I know.
Hmm.
Yes, I don't know about that match. Just
Yeah. Um. But yeah, well, go on. Finish your thought.
no. Please go forward.
Alrighty. Well, I pretty much have to agree in the fact that this was a 100%. It just look. I think out of all these matches, and no discredit to any of these, but because these were all great matches, there was just no question which one was match of the year. I think War Games was the only possible opponent to this blah, 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 poll. But honestly, this was 100%. The story was there, the feud was there, the matches have been there, the crowd was there. This was a 5-star match, and normally here on the PLK, we don't rate matches except for Eddie Enigma. He will rate the matches, and more power to him. I actually like that. But but still, this was the perfect example of a tag team match that just exemplified what tag team wrestling should be, you know. And it wasn't just flips and dives. There was a story being told from multiple spots that were happening. So yeah, I'll say good on them. Good on them for having the match that they had. It was a very kick-ass match. Good job, boys. So, with that being said, we have now the we have the feud of the year. So, I know you're not going to have too much to say on the winners here of the feud of the year because this one was kind of a joke. But we have Bullet Club versus WWE, which was the winner, but we'll name the others. Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho, the Usos versus New Day, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, John Cena versus Roman Reigns, and Austin Aries versus Neville. And Bullet Club versus WWE won. Again, kind of a joke to add in here, but we'll still add it. Well, John, what are your thoughts on this? In terms of, well, not just the Bullet Club, but all of these feuds.
No, there's been a lot of great feuds. Of course, to name a lot of them. I really did enjoy the Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho one. I think that was a really good, great one. And the Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, he was done right this time. Not like when it was done a lot wrong.
Yeah.
People really enjoyed this one, and good for them too. Good for them for like being able to work it work it out right this time instead of working out like I did back then.
Yeah.
Which was like a terrible and then being bad, but all these feuds made some great matches. The New Day and the Usos, of course. They've all had some good story build up, and made you want to see what happens. How this plays out.
Yeah, it was great personally to see all these feuds being listed, and I never realized just how good these feuds were until I looked back at these feuds. Like, I really appreciated the Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens feud, for example, but I appreciated it even more when I went back and just remembered all the segments that they had. I remember the one segment where they first teased the breakup, and they were like, "Yeah, I know who we're gonna blame it on," and it made the crowd think they were about to say each other, and instead they both simultaneously say Roman Reigns, and the crowd just pops out of excitement because they didn't break up, and you know what I mean. They kept it fresh, and like even when Jericho during the festival of friendship segment, I think he even said like during that segment, this was some of the best fun I've had during my entire career, and a part of me really does think that Jericho means exactly what he says. That wasn't just worked as a promo. Um, but yeah, there were so many good feuds, and all of these definitely have them. Bullet Club versus WWE winning it. I didn't expect this to be the winner, but it does make sense considering the ongoing heat with these two parties. Alrighty, so next we're gonna go with the negative section. So, 2017 most negative career turnaround, and well, it's interesting the way you look at this, but the winner is gonna kind of surprise you considering the last couple of months that he's had. But here we go. We got Rusev, Bailey, Emma, Jason Jordan, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Drumroll please, your winner is Rusev. So John, what are your thoughts? Oh, and Bailey's the runner-up. But John, your thoughts?
What for like sir like negative turnaround from like being a good to bad?
Yeah, so he had the most negative 2017.
Sort of, yeah. Like till the end.
Yeah.
This like past 2 weeks has probably been his best 2 weeks of the year.
Hmm.
He was gone for a majority of the time for a while, huh?
Yeah, because of injury.
And then just being on these like terrible feuds, like the one with John Cena was terrible.
Hmm.
For like Bulgaria, then all of a sudden now he's not caring about Bulgaria. Like he just doesn't care about it anymore. And then when he was like doing great for a little bit, like when he was like in the little matches with Chad Gable, I really liked that. And then they just went downhill again.
Yeah.
And not till recently, I'm glad he's finally has something for 2018 to be on a rise. But yeah, it was a hard year for him, but I'm glad he's gotten out of it.
Yeah. It's funny. I was looking at all these, and not one of these were a bad answer to win. So Rusev, yeah, he's had quite the year, quite the rocky year for sure. I mean, I still remember how irritating, how infuriating that match with Randy Orton was at SummerSlam, for example. And for a while,
Oh yeah, that was crap. Like the Randy Orton feud was like really bad. It was just him losing so much to like an older dude that like should be putting him over,
hmm
not the other way around.
yeah, because
It
it's
was
like,
it was sad.
yeah, and it's like, what possible benefit did Randy have off of winning in 9 seconds?
We have this dude that he could be, he's been doing great. He's been cutting good promos and stuff. He's been doing great. What he's doing right now, it's like, so that means he had the potential of doing something. And this
Yeah.
dude's huge. He's like a big dude. He looks like freaking Brock Lesnar. He's buff. And just to see him be losing after losing after losing, it's like, what the heck? You know, this
And you
dude is not even having good matches either. Like 6 second matches, losing right away.
and you know what kind of sucks even more so about this is like to think that on this dude's first year, he went from being undefeated almost an entire year, mind you, to go from doing all of that to pretty much being treated the way he was. And Lord forbid Rusev looks like a Lord forbid that Rusev decides to look like a superstar coming out of a match. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, again, I'm very much happy for the Rusev Day stuff. I'm very happy for both him and Aiden English. Um, Personally, I thought Shinsuke Nakamura was going to be the winner here because he's had a pretty negative career turnaround. I mean, just look at what him feuding with Jinder Mahal has done. But again, no real wrong answer with any of these picks as I look back.
Yeah,
At
everybody on there deserves it.
Yeah.
Too bad that they all had terrible years.
Yeah.
Some had worse than others, I believe, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like people getting fired from WWE, that's really sad.
Yeah, Emma. Well, who do you believe has had the worst out of all these, in your opinion?
I don't know, really. Like, I would say Emma, but she, I know she can recover from it. But she had a decent push at the end. And Rusev is having his. I kind of feel bad for Bayley because she still has nothing.
Yeah. Remember that This Is Your Life segment?
Yeah, This Is Your Life, and she still hasn't even, like, been pushed at all. She's just kind of there to be losing.
Yeah.
So she was like a top star, and now she's nothing, so it kind of sucks for her. But I think maybe my opinion, maybe it was her. Because at the end of the year, some people have, kind of fixed it, kind of are doing better, but she still hasn't yet to even be able to
revive
pick herself up.
Yeah.
Pick herself up from it. So
yeah. Don't worry. I've been struggling to talk all week long, so it's all good. I just gotta hope that 2018 becomes a counterpart year and a counterattack year for her. And I hope she finally does get to rebound off of all the crap that she's put up with. I still remember the segment where she got injured, so she had to relinquish the number one contenders opportunity, and the crowd is booing her as she's thanking the crowd, and I couldn't help but feel so disappointed, and I couldn't help but feel bad for Bayley. So, it's crazy stuff like that just makes me kind of think back and just hope for better for her. So next we have, going from the negative career turnaround, we have the most underused in 2017. So we have, as your nominees, Rusev, Mike Kanellis. You guys remember him? Yeah, he still works for WWE. The Club, Sami Zayn, Breezango, and lastly, Bray Wyatt. Your winner is Rusev, and as a runner-up, or two runner-ups, or three, I guess, Mike Kanellis and The Club. So, John, what are your thoughts?
I think all those candidates are right, or underrated. And I can see Rusev. He is underrated, definitely.
Oh no, this is underused.
Underused. Sorry.
Yeah.
in my mind, I'm thinking underused, but I said underrated.
It's all good.
Underrated or underused. Got me confused. Underused. Yeah. Again, he was only used like every once, just to like do these 6-second matches. Terrible.
Mm.
And you like there like maybe like you like disappear and come and disappear, and then of course with the runner up of Mike Canales, poor guy, just like coming in kind of strong, disappears from the face of Earth after the feud with Sami Zayn. We're the
Yeah.
last thing, and then who knows where he is? He could be doing a lot,
Uh-huh.
but hopefully maybe he has some family time with his wife and future child.
Hopefully. Yeah.
And of course the club isn't the club. I don't know. I want to make sure this is Luke Gallows and Cole Anderson.
Yes. Also known as the
Okay,
Good Brothers.
the Good Brothers. I don't know what the club. I forgot about, but yeah, they're pretty underused.
It's safe to say that they've
For,
turned into a couple of nerds.
yeah, they're nerds themselves now. Underused nerds. They went from this year from starting the year as tag team champions, right?
Yeah.
And then now just they're non-existent.
Yeah.
Just like they're used at live events. That's about it. And when I
Yeah.
went to a live event, they were used.
Yeah.
um, just to lose to Finn Balor,
Hmm.
and they're kind of just put up with anybody.
Hmm. It's kind of
But all
sad.
of them, yeah, it's just sad. That's all these people are. They're not bad,
Hmm.
but sadly they're underused. And in a perfect world, people would be Rusev would be champion.
Yeah.
Freaking Breezango should be champions. Um, but yeah, so hopefully they get used soon.
Hmm.
Rusev, he's getting. It seems like Rusev's finally digging out of the hole of underused. It seems like Breezango's finally coming up. They're finally wrestling again.
Uh-huh.
Um, but sadly, there's still no Mike Canales. There's still no club.
Uh, y- yeah, it's pretty
There's
sad. I
just
mean, they haven't been used for. I can't even remember the last time I saw them on TV. It's been a little while now, like what, a month now? So, yeah, it's been a little bit. Um Rusev being the most underused. Yeah, this is definitely the right answer. Um um Either him or Mike Kanellis, really. Him or Mike Kanellis. So, yeah, let's go from negatives. Let's go to the positives. Who's had the 2017 most positive career turnaround? So, our nominees are
yeah,
Braun Strowman.
positivity.
The power of positivity, if you will. New Day Rocks. Alright, we're not doing all that. Anyway, we got our nominees. Now. Braun Strowman, Neville, Jinder Mahal, Carmella, Elias, and last but not least, Aiden English. Your winner out of this, and this one kind of surprises me, kind of doesn't. Braun Strowman with 3-1, Neville being a runner-up to this. John, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Just no. No. So this is, of course, the turning around to like the positive. Of course.
Yeah, went from bad to good.
Yeah. Braun Strowman has all of a sudden appeared now. Like at the beginning, you didn't really heard Braun Strowman. Now Braun Strowman's coming out every week. You
Mm-hmm.
know, people are excited to see him. Everybody's like Braun, and even if it's just some choke slam, some dude, or give him a power slam, people get excited, and it, sometimes it is exciting. Good for him that he's, appeared as this likable dude that people want to see him.
Hmm.
Uh, which is great. And who's runner up?
Runner up was Neville.
Well, Neville.
Hmm.
He's I don't know about now, but
He did
he's had a
definitely
great
turn around.
he did have a great year as cruiserweight champion.
Hmm.
Being very successful in that, of
Yeah.
being a really long champion till
Hmm.
Lenzo Amore came around and called him soft, and I don't know what happened to Neville. Maybe he took it too serious and became soft himself. And, just kidding. No, but he's had
You're
a
gonna
great.
get blocked by Neville. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm sorry, Neville. I like how you say cruiserweights, so don't block.
King of the Cruiserweights.
Yeah, that's funny. The king
Yeah.
of the cruiserweights. I think that's
He sounds like
hilarious.
Shrek when he says it. Like-
That's just funny.
like-
No, but now he's had a good year.
Yeah. So, it's funny. As much as I've given this guy flack and I've criticized him a lot, I would have said Jinder Mahal because not in terms of
Oh my God,
matches, not in terms of matches, but in terms of character, he stepped it up a bit. In terms of positioning, he stepped it up, and so he's had a good year in terms of everything, and a lot of that has to do with luck being on his side, of course, but I'll give it to him. He's had a positive career turnaround, and honestly, out of all these, he probably was the most positive. But it's all good. We had Braun Strowman, and I think Braun Strowman for sure was, yeah, I would say he was, because I remember when the draft first started, nobody had any interest in Braun. Braun was just this guy who seemed like who was just this absolutely talentless nobody, this big mongoloid as he was perceived, right? I remember one of my podcast co-hosts said that WWE should just fire Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan and just push Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. However, now that story has clearly changed because look at how popular Braun Strowman has been. Now, not to plug my previous podcast, but I'll do it anyway. On the Raw Christmas review, I mentioned how popular Braun Strowman is and how over he got during his segment with during his segment where he just demolished what was it? Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. And I said that, and you know what? I pitched this idea because I want you people to just listen to this idea. If Braun Strowman wins against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, we could have so many different alternatives. We could have Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns, which they deliver. For those that don't want to see Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, you could have a triple threat with Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar. And I'm sure that'll deliver way more. So it's like, there's so many things you could do with that. But let's not go off into a tangent here because I've done way too much of that in my day. Braun Strowman is definitely the best pick out of all these guys. the only person who could have combated this is Jinder Mahal. Or maybe even Aiden English, but besides that, nobody else. Alrighty, so with that being said, we have a bonus 2017 Breakout Star of the Year. Now, John, you're not going to know this name, who won, so it's all good if you don't really have much to say.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have Marty Sherrill, Leo Rush, the Street Profits, Mike Kanellis, and Lars Sullivan. Your winner, drum roll please, da-da-da-da, Marty Sherrill, with the runner-up being Leo Rush. Alrighty, so I'm just going to go ahead and speak a little bit. Okay, Marty Sherrill, I haven't seen too much on this guy, but from what I've seen, he has a very Kevin Owens-esque character. He's very trolling of the crowd. He's just this villain. He's great. He's a lot like Pete Dunne in ring as well, where he just grabs the fingers. He dismantles his opponents. He's very much a fundamentals guy. It's great. It's great stuff. He had a great match with Will Ospreay, but as well. So there's a match recommendation I could give you guys. Yeah, great stuff. Alrighty, so John, we're gonna end this podcast with not just one, not two, but we're gonna go with a five match of the year recommendation. Top 5, no order, none of that. We're just gonna go into briefly our 5 favorite matches of the year. You up for it?
Okay.
Alrighty, so we're just gonna go back and forth. So, John, what are your 5 favorite matches of the year?
Okay. Let me think good. Let me think. Well, there's been some great matches. A good match that I loved was AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. There's been quite a few AJ Styles ones.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar. I really liked that match.
Mm-hmm.
The Usos versus the New Day at Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's so many good ones. It's hard to choose them all.
Come on, you got 2 more. 2 more.
Trying to make the good ones count.
Johnny boy, Johnny boy, Johnny boy.
Get out of here.
Choose a good match. Choose a good match.
Pressure on me. John Cena versus Roman Reigns. I really like that one.
That was a good one. I really like that one too.
Even though like it was amazing because those guys were booed coming in and they were just cheered like after, which was like you could tell they did a great job because just they like turned the whole house over with that match. Jinder Mahal versus
Well, go ahead. It's your opinion, man.
No. I was trying to choose another good. And just want to go with a funny one. Breezango versus the Usos at Backlash.
Okay, that was a pretty good
just one. For a hilarious one then. Because that one was a very amazing match of just amazing. It's amazing. It was amazing.
Alrighty. I'm glad you mentioned her. Because who would I be to not mention a women's match, considering how much I love women's wrestling? And number 5 for me, even though this match ended up on a sour note with the welcoming committee interrupting, it was still a really good match with Charlotte and Naomi wrestling for the women's title on SmackDown. What was it? A couple of back in April, I think. I think it was still fairly 3 weeks after the Superstar shakeup. That was a pretty damn good one. So that would be my first pick. Next we have Becky Lynch versus Charlotte wrestling somewhere, I believe, in July. That one was also a really damn good one with Becky Lynch winning. Next there is, and I'm gonna pick some New Japan here, Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada. That was one of my favorite matches of this entire year. Blew me off my ass, to tell you the truth. Next, following that, there, jeez. Alrighty, now I'm having trouble picking. Last two. Jinder Mahal. No, I'm just kidding. God dang. Wow, I'm really struggling here. Okay. So, John Cena versus Shinsuke Nakamura. That would be number 4. So I definitely found my number 4. And last but certainly not least, and this was my previously mentioned one, with Hideo Itami versus, I forgot his name, god dang it. Hideo Itami versus Bobby Roode. Or no. Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black. Yeah, that was even better match, to tell you the truth. So, yeah, that's my top 5 of the year. Alrighty, so with that being said, we this was a good podcast. Wow, we lasted an hour. Alrighty, so John, any last thoughts?
Just make sure to both ways when crossing the streets.
Okay. Okay.
Careful out there, it's dangerous.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna give you any advice because, frankly, I'm the heel here and you don't deserve any. Don't look both ways when crossing the street. Now, if you actually believe me, don't be a moron. Look both ways before crossing the street. Anyway.
Guy on the internet kills kid, telling him not to look both ways.
God dang. You know, the sad thing is, I feel like that would actually happen. Oh,
you get hit by a car, blame Eduardo, and sue him for every penny he has.
Oh, horrible. Well, that would be terrible. I feel like that's exactly what would happen. Okay. God dang it, now you made me lose train of my thought. Is it train of thought or track of thought? Does it really matter?
I don't know.
Alright. Anyway. Follow me on Twitter at EOZA98. Follow the podcast Legend Killers YouTube channel. Subscribe to it. If you guys would like anything discussed on the show, my email is eddylynch16@gmail.com. EDDYLYNCH16@gmail.com. Cannot be any more clear than that. Please give me some details to talk about. I'd love to discuss more on the show than just a show review. I'd love to do buy or sells, stuff like that. Anything at all. Alrighty. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless you have any buy or sells of the week or of the year.
No, I'm
Alrighty.
totally radical.
Alrighty, we're out of here. Take care, guys. I forgot how to stop the broadcast. There we are.